Okay, we will complete. Let's take the pen. Okay. Okay, here I have CB and CB and ED intersect at point A, which is outside the circle. Measure A equal 40, and BC intersect BE at point X. But as you see here, two problems inside each other. I have two chords intersecting inside the circle, and I have another two chords intersecting outside the circle. Again, quickly, if they are intersecting inside, so the measure of the included angle equal half the two opposite arcs, which are in opposite directions of the angle. But if I want the angle outside, which is outside, it will be equal the half the measure of the major one minus the minor one, which are both opposite to the same angle, to the angle. But in this case, they are both on the same direction. Okay. Okay, let's see about what did he want. He have I have angle A 40, and I have BCD 26, and measure CE, arc CE. I want measure arc CE. So if I think about this angle, that measure angle, no problem. Measure angle CE, measure arc CE. I can get it from the first rule or from the well-known problem, the first one and the second one. And if I want, for example, angle X, and if I want measure angle X, on it will be half the sum of the two opposite arcs, اللي هي measure arc CE plus measure arc BD. But in this case, I don't have anything except measure BD. Who can tell me what is measure BD equal to? BD equal to which angle? BD. حد يقول لي كده BD equal what? سلمى or لميس؟ لميس or سلمى، ما فيش غير كده. همسح لكم ده كده اهو BD. بصوا على الارك وحاولوا يعني تربطوا الارك with an angle. Selma, did you know, or Lamis, did you know? Selma, تقدري تقولي لي BD equal what? Where is the angle يا سلمى؟ ده ال BD اهو. Angle opposite to it اهي. ده ال inscribed angle. قلنا طالما inscribed angle subtended by an arc يبقى ال inscribed half ال opposite arc. أو ال arc double the inscribed angle. So I can get measure of BD arc اللي هي double 26 اللي هي equal 52. اوكي، احنا لازم بس يكون عندنا قوة ملاحظة في ربط الانجلز بالاركس. اوكي، I have here BDA. اوكي، angle BD sorry arc BD opposite. انا عندي على فكرة two angles opposite ل DEB and opposite ل DCB. فكرة ان شاء الله يعني next lesson اللي هو lesson ده for unit 5 هيبقوا دول equal by logic، ان انا هيبقى عندي inscribed و inscribed والاثنين by the same arc فهيبقوا equal. but ما يهمنيش this information now. What is important that I will draw كده BD and it is equal to the double the inscribed angle. So BD equal double DCB equal 26 times 2 equal 52. خلاص، يبقى أنا from this rule I don't have لا X ولا measure. No, I don't have measure CE. I only have measure BD. Can I get two unknowns from one? No, I couldn't. So I couldn't choose the first one. I will think about the second one. The second one, I am using the angle which is outside. عندي rule أخدتها بتقولي measure A اللي هي the measure outside the circle, the two intersecting chords outside. Measure A equal half CE, the major arc, minus the minor one اللي هو BD. طب in this case I have what? I have measure A and I got measure BD 52. I can get measure arc CE by an equation. If I remove A, I will write 40 equal half measure CE arc minus I got measure BD arc 52 degrees. الأول take the half to the other side هتبقى 80 equal measure CE arc minus 52. الماينس I will take it to the other side فهتبقى measure CE arc equal 80 plus 52. It will be 132. Is it clear? I use the well-known problem. أول ما ألاقي two chords intersecting outside or inside لازم يجي في دماغي ال well-known problems اللي هي ال angles of intersection of these chords. ال angle of intersection سواء ال intersection is inside the circle or outside the circle. خلاص يبقى I got measure arc CE 132. I think now it is easy to get measure CEX or angle X. Measure angle CXE. DAD, the included angle between two chords inside the circle, equal half what? I want anyone better to tell me. D equal half what plus what? هي دي يا سلمى سي
BD
what?
BD
BD major arc BD plus what? سلمى هو intersecting يا سلمى ولميس intersecting اهو. انا عايز ده يبقى half ال sum of the opposite arcs. هي دي opposite ليها مين؟ opposite one arc here and one arc there. يبقى half ال BD plus
وهذا ال CE
ال CE measure CE and ال BD I have it equal 52 plus جبنا ال CE 132 يبقى equal half the sum of them 184 equal 92. Again very important again عشان حاسه انتوا متلخبطين. A circle and I have two chords intersecting inside the circle. The measure of any of the two if I want this angle هي included angle خلاص اللي هي one of the four angles equal what? equal half. خلاص half اتفقنا ان half ده common. I want this one فين هي عندها opposite arcs. الانجل دي ليها two arcs واحده هنا اهو arc ده والارك ده يبقى half the sum of if I name this one AB CD يبقى half AB arc plus measure DC arc. Okay طيب if I ask you about angle D BMC طب I want this angle يبقى الانجل BC half arc BC والناحية التانية plus measure arc AD and so on. If I want angle CMD أنا عايز الانجل الجرين دي يبقى half ال opposite arcs عندي arc from this side و arc from this side يبقى half هيبقى زي بالظبط AMB هتبقى half arc AB plus arc DC and دي هتبقى equal لليلو one اللي هي equal half this arc plus this arc. ده لو كانوا intersecting inside. طب if they are intersecting outside I have a circle and I have two chords intersecting outside it وعايزه الانجل of intersection دي زي ما احنا شايفين الانجل دي عندها two arcs قدامها واحد قريب which is minor one واحد بعيد يبقى الانجل دي فور اكزامبل لو هي اسمها ام، يبقى ميجر انجل ام هتبقى ايكوال، وده اسمه اي بي سي دي، it will be equal half. قلنا الهاف ثابته في الاثنين، هاف الميجر 1 زي ما احنا متعودين، البيج ماينس السمول، الميجر ارك ماينس الماينر 1 اللي هو السي دي. اوكي okay, moving back to the other lesson. This lesson is relation of the inscribed angle with each other. He said that the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. The theorem says that in the same circle, the measure of the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc are equal in measure. And if I have here an arc, an angle called A, B, C. So angle, the inscribed angle ACB is subtended by AB arc. If I have drawn another angle subtended by it, and I have third, any angle بقى, many angles can be drawn. أي angle which is subtended by the same arc AB are equal measure. As we see here, angle ACB وangle A مثلا DB and angle AEB, all of them subtended by the same arc AB. So all of them are equal in measure. Angle C equal angle D equal angle E. And if I have another one, it will be also angle. So if you have any number of angles, inscribed angles, if they are subtended by the same arc, all of them are equal in measure. As a corollary, if you have in the same circle or in congruent circles like this one, in the same circle, if you have two inscribed angles equal in measure, and if okay, this is the corollary too. Okay, here if AB and CD are two equal arcs, قايل لي كده ان measure arc AB equal measure arc DC, then the two inscribed angle opposite to them are also equal. Okay, so the theorem says any number of inscribed angles subtended by the same arc are equal in measure. And if you have two arcs with the same measure, يعني the measure of two arcs are equal, then the opposite inscribed angles are equal in measure too. And noted that in this case, the length of arc AB equal the length of arc CD. خلاص، لأن if I want to get the length of the arc, it will be measure of the arc over 360 times 2 by r. وهم the same circle يبقى the r is constant. وهم أصلا عندهم measure of the arc are equal. So the length of both of them will be also equal. Now, if I have another note that I have congruent circles, the same. If I have congruent circles, also if I have AB arc equal CD arc, then the opposite inscribed angles are equal in measure. طالما there is a given says that the two circles are congruent and the arcs are of equal measure, then the opposite inscribed angles are equal also. And in this case, the length of the arc equal the length of the arc, because the measure of the arcs are equal and the two circles are congruent, so the radii of both of them are also equal. But in the third case here, if I have two circles, they are not congruent. As you see, angle N is radius, the radius of N is smaller than the radius of M. If I have measure AB equal measure of CD, also the angle will be equal the angle. Given that is enough to make the inscribed angles equal. But the difference in this one, the length will be different. ليه the length will be different? تفتكروا why the length of the arc of AB will be different than the length of the arc CD? Because something has changed. What did they think?
Because circle M and N aren't congruent.
Yes, because here the radius, for example, is 4 and here the radius is 5. So when I'm making the rule, the measure of the arc, whatever the arc, they are equal, yes. But when I make 2 by r, this r will change. So the two lengths will not be equal. Okay, but when they are congruent, the r is constant, so the lengths are equal. As a corollary, there is a converse, sorry, for the theorem. The converse of the corollary and converse of the theorem, both of them. In the same circle or in congruent or in number of circles, the inscribed angles of equal measure, subtended arcs of equal measure. And if I have here, if the two angles, the two inscribed angles are equal, then the two opposite arcs are equal. The opposite of it, the converse of it. عندي two equal arcs, so I have two equal angles. If I have two equal angles, so I have two equal arcs. Opposite طبعا. If they are congruent circles or in the same circle. Here I have an example in the opposite figure. AB intersect CD at point E. EA equals to DE. I want to prove that EB equal to EC. At the beginning, when I see any isosceles triangle, I will say that measure D equal measure A. This is the first point. Measure D equal measure A. If I name them 1 and 2, so measure angle 1 equal measure angle 2. How I could complete? By the way, AD and BC are not parallel. If they are parallel, so it is so easy to make alternate angles and get the two angles are equal. In this case, I don't have parallelism. What I have only got from the given that angle 1, which is angle D, equal angle A. What else? Something I have just said and very, very important to get it from the drawing. Now, if I take angle ADC, this is an inscribed angle subtended by AC arc. I have another angle subtended by the same arc, which is ABC. شايفينه؟ ABC و ADC. Now the same arc. One from this side, the other from this side. لسه قايلين the inscribed, any number of inscribed angles subtended by the same arc are equal in measure. So angle 1D, I will name, for example, angle B3. So measure angle 1 but equal to measure angle 3. Okay, if I complete by the same way, and for example, if I have removed this one and I looked at the other side, measure DAB, the angle 2, also subtended by BD. في another angle subtended by BD, which is DCB. يبقى the two angles are equal in measure because they are subtended by the same arc. لو سميت دي 4 يبقى now measure angle 2 equal measure angle 4. Can 1 and 2 are equal? So if I remove them, they are equal. So now measure 3 and measure 4 will be what? Equal in measure. So EC equal to EB. So again, from where I prove that they are equal, لازم to look carefully about the inscribed angle subtended by the same arc. تلاقوها شبه الزد كده. But instead of alternate and letter Z and the included angle, I'm looking at the angles on the same side. دايما alternate بيبقوا on opposite sides. تلاقوا inscribed on the same side. Okay, let's move to another drill. AB and CD are two equal chords. خدنا equal chords دي يبقى the opposite arcs are equal also. AB and CD are two equal chords. ادي ال AB وال AC. I want to prove that triangle ACE is an isosceles triangle. طب if I take AB, where is the opposite arc? أهو ال AB. يبقى since AB equal to DC يبقى الارك ده، تعالوا نشوف كده CD. مين الارك opposite to CD؟ أهو. يبقى measure AB arc equal measure DC arc. All the black one ده عشان opposite to a chord equal to another chord, so these two arcs are equal. As you see here, there is common. في كده من هنا لهنا common between both of them. So if I remove by subtracting measure of DB arc, هيطلع لي مين؟ هيطلع لي measure AD arc equal measure BC arc. This one and this one now are equal. Right? تعالوا نشوف كده ال BC opposite ل which inscribed angle. ال BC أبص كده من الطرف بتاع الارك أهو. opposite لمين؟ لميجر A. تعالوا نبص على ال AD opposite لمين؟ لميجر C. يبقى طالما AD equal BC يبقى angle C equal angle A, so the triangle is isosceles triangle. Please, as I'm talking or explaining, if anything you missed, please tell me. Unmute yourself and tell me. Tamis or Salma. Okay. In the opposite figure, this is only two steps. Only two steps. I have AC equal to AB, and I want to prove that measure angle AEB equal measure angle AEC. Equal chords. This is from the previous lesson. AB chord equal AC chord. مين ال opposite arcs؟ يبقى measure AC arc equal measure AB arc. The second step, مين ال AB؟ فين ال included angle؟ Angle E. Where is the included angle for AC arc? CEA. So the two angles are equal. That's what you want. يبقى two equal chords. يبقى the opposite arcs are equal. When the opposite arcs are equal, then the opposite inscribed angles are equal. يبقى chord equal chord, then arc equal arc. When the arc equal arc, then the opposite inscribed angles are equal. Very easy example. The last thing you have today, the converse of the theorem. If I have two angles subtended by the same base and on the same side of it have the same measure. يعني if I have drawn C and D, and if I looked here, if I have C and D here are equal, like this one, are equal, and both of them having the same base. I don't have a circle. A circle D, imagine that there is a circle. I have two inscribed, I have two, not inscribed, I have two angles having the same base. And on one side, on one side, I couldn't draw an angle like this and an angle like this. All they having the same base, are having the same base, but they are not on the same side. They are on opposite sides. This angle opposite to this angle. So I want, if I have two angles having the same side and on one side of it, both of them are up or both of them are down. Sorry. Both of them are up or both of them are down, like this one. An angle or another angle. Two angles having the same base on one side of it. مالهم دول? Then their vertices are on an arc of a circle. There's two vertices. When I join like this one between them, I will find that they are في arc on a circle. And the base is the chord of the circle. لما أكمل كده هلاقي كده في circle passing through the vertices and the base. وبيبقى البيز ده حاليا arc inside the circle. Okay? So again, if I have two angles having the same base and on one side of it, then their vertices are on the arc of it, of a circle, and AB is a chord of it. And also A, B, C, D, the 4 points are lying on the same circle. في one circle passing through them. Let's see the last example. If I have AB equal AD, AB equal AD, two sides are equal, then of course this is an isosceles triangle, so that these two angles will be equal. Let's see we will benefit from it or not. Measure A 80, measure C 50. I want to prove that A, B, C, D have one circle passing through them. When I want to prove that there is a circle passing through them, so I must prove that there is two angles having the same base, and on one side of this base If they are equal, يبقى I have a circle passing through this vertices. يعني by a simple way, if I got that these two angles are equal, هم having the same base AB and on one side of the base, يبقى A, B, C, D lie on one circle, which is one circle. لما ارسمها تبقى هنا كده. طب يبقى I want to get measure D. If measure D طلعت 50, يبقى I have one circle passing through A, B, C, D. طب how to get measure D? How to get measure D? Anyone can help me? احنا قلنا measure A 80. These are two equal sides. Measure B equal measure D. Anyone can get for me measure D or B? لميس can't you يا لميس؟ طب سلمى can you يا سلمى؟ Isosceles triangle. The two angles, the base angles are equal. And I have the vertex angle. Can't you get the two bases? The two base angles? Are you with me طيب؟ Selma and Denise, are you with me?
180 minus 80 divide 2.
Yes, isosceles triangle. If I got this one outside, I have the base, the vertex angle 80. Well, I said that these two sides are equal, so the base angles are equal. 180 minus 80 divided by 2. So each angle of B and D will be 50. 180 minus 80, 100. Divide by 2, 50. So this angle is 50 and this angle is 50. And since measure C is 50, so I have C and D are equal angles having the same base AB and on one side of it, both of them up. So ABCD lies or have one circle and they are the vertices or ABC and D will be lying on the same circle. Okay, this was were our two lessons for today. Hope that they are easy and hope the participants to be more than this.